They couldn't quite finish off Moon Meander. Now it's SVG in trouble, blocked out by the Treants. The dagger, though, is going to be enough to slow Moon Meander. They could try and chase him down, but there's so many heroes here that Yawar would surely be dying if he committed for that kill. In fact, he may still die even without that. Moon Meander's coming back with the Fisher. Might be in range, but he is not. Doesn't go for it anyway.
Sorry, who are the odds favoring? I missed it.
I didn't see it either. Maybe we'll see a pop-up a little bit later.
Okay, fair enough.
But what are your odds on this game?
I think Crazy is... I think they probably have what it takes in this game.
And there's the odds. Very even game, but people are favoring Crazy because, after all, they did win the last series in this matchup.
Yeah, fair enough. Safe bet. I like how they moved the AA to, or the Death Prophet to core, even though there is an Ancient Apparition in the game, which will be a little bit annoying. I still think its Spirit Siphon will be an important tool to bringing this Alchemist down.
The trade-off is, though, that they are running a 4-position Clinks. Are you a believer in this 4 Clinks? We see it, I think it was Kuro who was first playing it, a couple months ago, and then we've seen 4-position Clinks come up a decent amount.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I think it's all right.
Yeah?
It's kind of, I don't think it scales that well, but you're quite good in lane. You're quite strong.
It's interesting to see a support that offers, like, team fight with physical damage. You know, most of the time it's team fight with either big disables or a bunch of magic damage or something. Layla's being totally shut out from his lane. MSS, maybe Mojo is the 3 now as he's getting total free farm right now.
Yes, but this is quite good for the Alchemist. Getting a nice little 1v1 here. Get some free farm, get some early levels. And Varian is still, he has access to his lane. It's not doing, not the best CS, but he's still getting something up here. So I think Crazy's overall winning across the board.
Dude, he can't get through.
Well, he could get through. He just doesn't want to waste his TP because then they might swap lanes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just mean like literally walking to the tier 1 tower. Moon Meander and Crazy.
Yeah, it's just gonna be more of a support Death Prophet this game. Let's just pretend that Layla's is 4 and MSS is 3.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. Meanwhile, he'll also be farming up the top lane. Pretty free right now.
If you really wanted to get to this lane as Layla's, I think you could walk with your creep wave.
Oh yeah, certainly.
But he's gonna port now. I think he was maybe worried about getting blocked off, but he ports in.
All right, well he's finally here. Skater's already level 2 though. And there's the danger there of, with an aggro trial with an Earthshaker, the biggest danger is being blocked off by a Fisher, not being able to retreat to your tower. Trying to make sure that Deny doesn't go out. Nice snipe of the courier there by Bryle in his mid matchup against Quinn. He's suffering a bit in CS. 14-4 for Quinn, really taking it to this opposing mid laner right now.
Yeah, it can be tough to CS as Invoker against a Quentin Blade melee hero.
If I recall, you've had a lot of good things to say about Bryle and his performance so far in this tournament.
Crazy is looking like the best team so far in the tournament, and their mid player is definitely delivering. That's a big part of it.
Quinn was probably like just the go-to second best NA player, I guess, if you include Abed in the mix. Do you think that Bryle is beginning to eclipse that? Do you think that the performance
better
here
than Quinn?
Yeah.
Well, we're about to find out.
All right.
This is winter bracket playoffs.
Yeah, this is where the pressure really starts amping up because before it was group stage, it didn't really determine anything.
Yeah, there was 6 NA teams fighting for 4 slots, so these 2 teams rose above the rest. They found themselves in the winter bracket, but it's very possible they're going to have a lot of games against each other before these playoffs are over.
MSS just pushing the support back of AUI 2000, but Skeeter 13-4. So he's still getting some decent CS, though. Not as much as the Spectre on the other side.
Yeah, it's all about the mid game, though. We saw Miracle on the Alchemist the other day really struggle early in the laning phase, retreats the jungle, and his team made plenty of space for him to just power farm up, and once he hit his timings, he was unstoppable.
I feel like against Alchemist, you always need a game plan during that time. So what is, in your opinion, the game plan for Quincy crew once we start getting to 10, 15 minutes and Alk is farming up the jungle?
Invade, invade, invade. I would say Clinks can do an excellent job of scouting where the Alchemist is with his skeleton walk, and then Void Spirit can kind of follow up, and he can reach from quite far away.
Okay.
Rune control as well, really important for Quinn. Invoker's not going to be getting a bottle, but he will hope to deny as many runes from Void Spirit's bottle as he can.
MSS committing here. Snuck behind the body blocks, and they do manage to get the cold feet to root him down into the spot. MSS with the Dark Pact, Death Pact, whatever it's called. He's still rather tanky. Death Pact.
Yeah, Dark
Thinking
Pact
of Slarked.
Is that Slark's ability?
Yeah, that's his Q.
I was going to say, I feel like in Dota 1 maybe it was Dark Pact as well.
5-minute bounties are coming up. I guess that's another thing Clinks is good at, right? He's so mobile, combined with the invisibility, he can position himself to steal away bounty runes.
Yeah, he's always pesky. He can get, you know, bounty runes, snipe couriers.
Oh, Moon Meander, though. He's being a pest. Quinn is going to be pushed away. If it tries to Fisher block him too, but he will get a refill on that bottle.
MSS is running for the one. Yep, got it. We're in front of Owie. He's
Well
like, what
done.
happened to it?
I like the fact that they do have some pretty decent tower pressure between Death Prophet and Clinks as well. Another way to kind of limit how much map control an Alchemist lineup has when he's trying to farm up. But very active heroes.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Crazy
It's
as
hard
well.
for Death Prophet this game to just go smack towers because of the Ancient Apparition. You know, one fissure into or an Invoker Tornado into a Blast plus an Earthshaker Fissure plus a Furion ult. Like, it's hard for him to be a frontliner this game.
Plus, you just need you need the creep waves to be pushed in to a point for you to be able to go and push a tower. But Nature's Prophet always being able to be split push and very active. A Quaswex Invoker. It certainly feels like Crazy is going to be fighting a lot as a 4-man to create that space for the Alchemist.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's going to be up to Bryle to kind of determine how fast they decide to take these fights and where they decide to take them. You're probably just going to rush the Urn, Phase Boots, and then probably Spirit Vessel, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's always the question for me is do you wait for the completed Spirit Vessel before you move around, or do you get some Urn charges nice and early?
I think you just move around. Or just take fights when you have the Urn. They have an Alchemist. They don't necessarily have to be the ones pressuring. A lot of times they can just kind of absorb the pressure and defend. But yeah, one way to make space for Alchemist is to be aggressive and force Quincy crew to play on their side of the map. As long as they can engage in an intelligent manner and then still have the opportunity to disengage when Quincy crew does bring numbers.
Now we do see the top 2 CS, but the top 2 net worth is actually going the way of Crazy here. Bryle quickly removing that physical shield from the Resonant Pulse.
Alchemist level 5 now, still having quite a good farm. Sometimes you see Alchemist struggle in laning phase before he retreats to the jungle, and that's when he really takes off.
And this Death Prophet, well, getting fine CS isn't really enough to pressure an Alchemist. Maybe if he had a bit better start and had like early levels of Spirit Siphon, but
yeah. But they tri-laned. They protected Alchemist with 2 heroes until he was at least level 3, I believe.
And the downside being that Furion would be a little bit under-leveled, but I feel like Furion always recovers. He just needs levels now that he has his Wrath of Nature. That's free CS, and he could be anywhere on the map as a ganking force as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where Quinn wants to make his first move. Probably with that 8-minute rune if he can snag it. No, he doesn't have any points on the stun. If he had a point in the Aether Remnant, it would help him secure runes, but pretty impossible for him to get that one over Invoker.
I'm seeing this a lot from the NA Void Spirit players now, maxing out Dissimilate all the time.
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
Just lower cooldown, more mobility, it's good damage. I feel like you don't need the disable. They're going to try and make a play on Bryle here.
And they will manage to hit him with a couple of nukes here. The Fisher's going to go out, but that's not enough to save Bryle. Still had the dust on him, so unable to escape. That's going to be first blood. Moon Meander slowed down a tad bit here, but Kezu was ready to go with the teleport in. You could see Quinn and MSS fishing in the jungle a little bit.
Okay. And now I think that is the end of the laning phase. Alchemist is retreating into the jungle. Void Spirit's going to start making some moves. I wonder where Invoker will go, if he'll just go back to the mid lane. Or if he'll look to go elsewhere.
MSS taking a few creeps, but also very importantly, taking away experience away from the Alchemist. You really want that Chemical Rage to start speeding up your jungling.
Yeah, and he's just looks like he's just going to try and chase Alk or just make plays on mid lane.
There's a ward on the other side, so they do see the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, SVG knows those. He's ready to de-ward it.
He's going to try and deal with that. MSS sitting on top of the Alchemist right now, starts putting out some damage on him, chasing him away from the jungle once again.
Dive on mid.
They're going to go for it. Early kill on Brian would be pretty big, especially if they can take that tower. They will manage to get that core, and with 5 here showing up from Quincy crew, they're going to be able to find Moon Meander 2. A very fast rotation from Quincy crew, taking advantage of the early Spectre level 6.
Yep, and smart decisions by Quinn and MSS here. You see how fast they are to say, oh, nope, we're not going to waste our time. We're not going to push mid-tower. Let's run at the Alchemist.
Yeah, just let Lelis do that job. They can't really defend against him, as is Skeeter. Showing up in the bottom lane, but they're going to go for AUY first. Get that kill. And now it means they probably are a little bit running low on steam to be able to chase that Alk around.
Yep, but if, you know, it's okay to let the Alk farm as long as the rest of his team has having a terrible game. He's not going to be able to 1v5, most likely.
Is that mostly because they have a Spectre that also scales into the game, or?
Well, I just, you know, if you're the only hero contributing, like, all of a sudden you get kited.
Yeah. There's the Tornado Ice Blast combination you were talking about, and that's probably enough to kill Lelis. Kezu just needs a couple more shots to get the kill. Fisher goes out on SVG, but it's Kezu who's going to be caught by Quinn. Easily kills him with his burst of damage. The Clinks, all those archers, dealing a fair amount of damage to Crazy and pushes them away. Moon Meander gets a little bit low.
Yeah, the support Clinks is kind of nice, right? Like, you have a nice team fight ultimates. You can run around and be useful, snipe couriers, plant deep wards, scout your opponents, and there isn't all this pressure on you to like get kills and while continuing to farm.
And it looks a little bit like the Mirana as well, where there's that death pack farming that you can use while roaming around.
Yeah, for sure.
Moon Meander catches UR here, still has some of that dagger walking though. It's pretty speedy. Hard for Furion to control a Spectre, that's for sure.
Moon Meander quite far behind as the Earthshaker this game. He has a decent amount of farm, but only level 4. I think Aoi took the tome to help him get the Ice Blast up, which was a good decision, but their support's much lower level than the supports on Radiant.
MSS, seen a couple heroes here. He's making the call for Quinn to come over.
Yep. Crazy not really quite ready to fight yet. Need to wait for Alchemist to come online.
Did have a sentry there. MSS, super tanky, starts turning around, putting some damage out onto Moon Meander. Quinn's there to be able to follow it up. The Ice Blast is going to come in. It does
misses the
barely. It misses onto Quinn, but it doesn't really seem to matter too much because they can't turn a ton of damage around on him. Tornado moving the Resonant Pulse, but it doesn't matter. It's all damage that comes out from Quinn and no real rebuttal from Crazy.
Yeah, Quincy crew doing a great job of bringing numbers. They brought 4 heroes here, and Void Spirit seems like the strongest hero on the map at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly is. This Invoker. Pretty pale comparison, and his impact in these team fights.
Void Spirit's just so much, he's so tanky. With the Resonant Pulse, the damage absorption, the mobility, like he can dodge spells. Invoker is just, you know, he just gets dusted, and then he has no way out.
Yeah.
He's got 1 tornado, and if he's not out of the fight after that, he just goes down.
Does have some earn charges, is trying to work towards that Spirit Vessel. Meanwhile, Lelis was on the other side of the map. He was 1 person missing from that fight, and he was doing some good chip damage to that bottom tower. So all the tier 1s, they're almost gone for Crazy, and that's just going to make this fast pace that Quincy crew has taken and constantly invading jungles even easier for them.
Yeah, you really want your Alchemist to be on top of the network at this point in the game. He's been mode jungle for quite a while.
Kezu targeted here. They're going to pop the Spectre ultimate. The Tornado's going to come through, but nice dodge by the Spectre. Managed to get away from the Tornado by jumping onto the Invoker, haunting over. Not able to get an additional kill, but prevents his mana from being sapped away. And he's 1,000 gold now from the Sacred Relic.
Yep, Spectre's more farmed than Alchemist. A very bad sign for Quincy crew.
That is terrible. You're talking about getting the Radiance at the same time. It's a big oof.
It's always the problem with, I think this was the last pick Alchemist, right? They picked Invoker Spectre as their 8-9,
yeah.
And then Alchemist was 10. It's always the problem when you last pick a farmer hero that doesn't contribute to the early mid-game laning phase. I think your lanes always already need to be secure before you can pick it. but you can see how small Alchemist's map is. He's not able to farm as fast and as free as once.
Gonna find Leolus, the Spirit Siphon, not healing him up anymore after the Ice Blast comes through, and it looks like he is gonna die. The rest of Quincy crew just giving up on that core. The Yule Scepter is now here, though, for the Void Spirit, and he is gonna run into Moon Meander here. But being full health like that, Moon Meander is rather tanky.
Basically what I was trying to say is it's much nicer to have a core that's having a really good game who can make space for Alchemist.
Right. And we didn't quite have that, right? Invoker, he got beat out by the Void Spirit in mid. We had this Furion who was left alone. They had to put everything they had into their laning phase to make sure Alchemist got okay.
Furion wants to split push and farm like he's doing right now. So Alchemist kind of wants to do the same thing. So then they're kind of just playing the game 3v5.
Yeah, look how aggressively Quincy crew is just running at Crazy because they know there's little chance that there's going to be a response from Crazy, and Skeeter going to be corralled in here. Quinn finishes him off. They even blow that Klink's ultimate just to make sure they get the kill.
Yeah, definitely worth expending your ultimate there. Alchemist goes down before his Radiance. He is in a terrible spot at the moment. They do have an Earthshaker blink slowly approaching. About 500 gold away from that. Might be an opportunity for them to win a team fight.
Pinging him out, MSS.
Yeah, just scouting.
Yeah.
They see him, though. They see him.
It's like a hunter and his companion, you know? Klinks just goes out, spots the prey. Quinn follows up.
Yeah, I like this version of Klinks much better than the one we saw in the Liquid Nigma series.
Yeah, certainly.
Just too much pressure on Klinks. Hero doesn't farm well. This is kind of what he does as a core anyways. Layla's is going down in the bottom lane, though.
Yeah, certainly. 3 heroes come to this fight. MSS is here, and there is a Winter Wyvern cutting in from the side, but without a core. Not sure how much work they can do by themselves.
Yeah, Quincy Crew's really spread out on the map. They've got heroes mid, heroes bottom. They're going to find Moon here.
And thanks to the mobility of Quinn, he can join his supports in this team fight now. The Ice Blast is going to come in. Looks like they may have read it. Dodging that one, Bryle's probably going to go down here. SVG keeping himself alive with the golden brace, and Kezu doesn't have any damage to put through that. Spots a courier, snipes that instead, but he knows committing his teleport like that means that he will die. Gets what he could out of it, but that's it. 3 dead in exchange for the pickoff on Leolus. And Radiances that are about to be complete.
I was just about to say, like, Crazy needs to find some sort of opening, and ganking this Death Prophet into the bottom lane was a really good idea, but then they just immediately get picked on their side of the map as well, and they commit, both their cores while Alchemist continues to farm, but does finish his Radiance. Still level 10 though.
Time to speed things up a bit. Spectre's about to do the same though, and Spectre
has her Radiance as well.
Yep. She's going to make a lot better use of whatever farm she gets, so Alchemist really needs to be ahead. This is a simple pickoff on AUI, scouted by MSS. It looks like he's going to have an Orchid pretty soon on this Klinks. This is... the last Klinks we saw felt like he never got that second item after Desolator. This is a 4-position Klinks.
A lot of luxury items coming out for Quincy Crew as they're taking a demanding lead in this game versus an Alchemist.
Moon Meander going to be run down here. Nice catch with the Aether Remnant.
Got his blink.
He did get his Blink Dagger. There's the Yule Scepter for Leolus. I believe Quinn is about to complete his Aghanim Scepter as well, so...
If they could just get level 12 on Alchemist, I think that would be an opportune time for them to try and take a fight.
Okay. Is there that big of a difference between the Chemical Rage 1 and 2?
Not necessarily, but Radiant's working with a lot of tier 2 ultimates, or level 2 ultimates. So I think it's just a nice little power bump for you.
Yeah. Well, sadly, it looks like they may be denied that little bit of a power spike because Quincy Crew is going to pick up an Aegis.
Yeah. And Spectre will probably pick that up with his Radiance. Opting for the squishier Glass Cannon Radiance build, which helps him continue his farm into his next item. Now as an Aegis, can freely join fights and not being afraid. He doesn't need to be afraid of being in the thick of things.
Yeah, certainly. It's oftentimes the problem with Spectres. They get Radiance, they join a fight, they're targeted.
They die.
They just die so quickly. But this Spectre
Yeah, so he can pretty much. This also gives it lets you farm just like really anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Oh, and now you got the Essence Ring. Give that to the Void Spirit, I think. Maybe, or keep CM Call possibly. Who took the Essence Ring? Death Prophet. Okay.
Smoke up. Death Prophet leading the way. His smoke breaks. He backs down from that high ground area, knowing that Moon Meander was already up there. Could be a bit of a sticky situation.
Moon needs a big dunk.
Let's Yawar lead the way. Yawar trying to make himself a bit of a target here. Wrath of Nature going out. The Ice Blast goes right over the top there. Yawar, this is going to be an Aegis fed away for free.
Okay, yeah. Well, they botched their A blast, but they managed to take down the Aegis for just about nothing. They'll probably wait for that cooldown to come back up and then maybe try and make a play themselves.
These guys are going to be spotted here. Yeah, he sees the bounty runes missing. Quinn, he's going to chase him around. Got vision of him.
Yeah, I think he's taking a death here.
Yet another death for KheZy. It's a rough life when you are not the alchemist in the game and your job is just to be able to create as much space as possible while dying as little as possible. Sadly, some of those deaths are unescapable.
Okay, so Alchemist is getting his BKB. Yep, on the courier now.
Okay.
Here comes Quincy Crew, though.
Big timing, perhaps. Ice Blast being used immediately there. AUI doing battle with the other opposing 5 position. Doesn't really have a way out. He knows it, too. He just keeps on running to the enemy side of the map, trying to draw them away. Because on the other side of things, you had Quinn as well as Lelis, who are pushing very aggressively forward. They're going to smoke up.
Yeah, they see the Wyvern. It's a great initial target for them.
Blink Dagger and BKB. This is the timing to be able to win a fight. The Spectre ultimate going out, spotting a lot of heroes. MSS, he's going to drop his ultimate here, cutting off the rest of Crazy. They're going to take so much damage as they walk through this, especially with the Aether Remnant pulling him up onto the cliff. Even if he didn't die immediately, he would have been stuck there. A clumsy net to be able to control up KheZy. He had just went down in the bottom, or the top lane rather. The Earthshaker comes through. The Echo Slam to finish off MSS. Now a blast coming in onto Lelis, but he gets the Essence Ring off and dodges the Ice Blast just in time. A Spirit Siphon helping top him up a little bit more. Gets the heal. KheZy's now going to TP in aggressively here. See if he can sprout anybody. Allowing for an unstable concoction follow-up from Skeeter, but he didn't have the range.
Okay, only managing to get the supports there. Not the best fight for Crazy, but not bad. They were so good. Owie missed both of his Ice Blasts in these fights here, too. Could have been huge if he landed them.
Yeah, a bit rough. At least we didn't see the BKB used from the Alchemist, so we still got that full 10 seconds.
I think Invoker needs like a 4-staff or something. He can't, he's just turning around and running in all these fights.
Back in the fight, we have the Winner's Curse.
Oh, yeah.
Lashed onto 3.
Void Spirit's dead, by the way.
Good gank on the Void Spirit. And SVG couldn't save him in time.
Yeah, it was a little T-Tours moment there, but, you know, it happens.
Yeah, sometimes things just pop up. 18-7, Quincy Crew still leading in net worth against an Alchemist lineup, but Crazy does feel like they're getting strong enough to take 5-on-5s. Same time, this Spectre.
Alchemist back on top.
Yeah.
That kill was huge, and I guess Owie got all the gold, which isn't great for them, but it's okay. He's going to be a little bit tankier. Alchemist looking like he's going for the AC. He's got the Hyperstone now. I go plot the plate mail first.
You're going to see another smoke or something here? Grouping up an awful lot around this area. It looks like they don't have any smokes left on their supports.
Don't have Echo Slam yet either. Probably want to wait for that.
Yeah, another 30 seconds there.
Almost an Orchid.
Is there pressure on Quincy Crew? Or is this the point in time where it's like, okay, the Alchemist is online.
Yeah.
You can chill a little bit. Let Spectre farm.
I don't know. It's a little tricky, right? Spectre, I think you just play around your item timings. Just, you know, more normal. Alchemist isn't unkillable. You just need to kite his BKB. And they have a Winter Wyvern ult. If he casts it, you just pop it on him. Walk away.
They can focus on the rest. That's what MSS is going to be doing with his Orchid.
Yeah, it's really important that Wyvern especially just stays behind and doesn't get initiated on.
Okay.
But they don't really have the greatest frontliners for Quincy Crew. Spectre is still not the tankiest hero. Void Spirit, mobile but doesn't want to catch a stun.
It almost feels like MSS may be the best person here. The Winter's Curse going to be laid out with the Orchid combination. They actually throw out the wall of skeletons as well, but he still has his BKB to work off of. Skeeter has already taken a bunch of damage, though, from the Orchid popping, and Skeeter will end up going down here. Yawar daggering through, doesn't actually hit anybody there, can walk with the dagger to keep up his movement speed. The Aether Remnant does catch Kazu and pull him back into his doom.
I actually did not predict that angle of fight for Quincy Crew there. Casting the Winter Wyvern ult on Alchemist before he had his BKB up, able to chain the Void Spirit disable, and after that, and with a Clinks ult, they were able to bring him down.
Yeah, with the Orchid as well, right? We've seen Winter Wyverns rush Orchid themselves, but use that Winter's Curse with somebody else's Orchid, that works just as well.
Extra damage there at the end of the Orchid. All right, so Crazy needs to be a little bit more careful with their Alchemist now. He is not unkillable. He did get kind of blocked by Earthshaker. It was a little bit unfortunate. He got stuck. May have lived if that wasn't the case.
Level 18 is almost here for the Void Spirit.
You got that level 20s Talon coming in soon, so he's about to hit like a really big.
They're on the Invoker bottom.
Yep, Invokers just dead. And MSS up to 60 extra death pack charges. Sweep it across. Quincy Crew not going to slow down here. The Arcane Rune does get denied, but they have enough to be able to slow AUI down. Hits him with the Arctic Burn. It's going to be an easy pickoff. Skeeter actually wants to be able to fight this, though. He has the Unstable Concoction. The Fissure, though, separates the Alchemist from the Death Prophet. Couldn't go for that kill. Not sure if it would have been a good one to go for anyway.
Maybe if the Fissure's on the other side of the Death Prophet and they can just focus her, could have been okay, but they were 3v5 at that point, so maybe a better decision just to disengage.
And this Death Prophet's about to get even tankier. Essence Ring, Yules, and soon a Pipe.
Yeah, Pipe's a huge pickup for them. Just Crazy has tons of magic damage.
And it seems like, yeah, it's a chill time for Quincy Crew. Like this pickup, Yawar is going to be going for a Scotty next. Quite good against the Alchemist since the
regen reduction.
Regen reduction, that change.
Yeah, I like that. Did just get a Paladin's. Wait, no. Yeah, Paladin. Oh, Paladin Sword for Radiant.
Yeah, that would be a really big pickup for an Alchemist. Still good for a Radiant.
Yeah, really good for Alchemist. So Alchemist is finishing his AC here. I feel like he's a bit stronger, but I don't know if he has what it takes at the moment. I think this Basher will be a much bigger timing for him. The fact that he'll be able to just smack a target and really lock them down.
All right, so level 18 with a Basher. At that point in time, you start getting into that perma-stun territory.
Yeah, that could be a great timing for them. They could still fight now, though. I think they might need to. Might be a Roche fight or something coming up. Solar Crest as well, eventually for Bryle. He can put that on the Alchemist.
All right. Smoke on Moon Meander.
Yeah, teams know something's up. It's a little too quiet, they say.
Just keep on playing around each other. Kezu trying to put some pressure on them out on the map to see if he can flush out some Quincy Crew members, make them show somewhere.
Smoke for the mid tower.
Smoke up, Moon Meander. His smoke breaks. He blinks forward, drops a ward on the high ground, but they spotted that one. And SVG, he's going to be a target here, but it looks like Moon Meander's already dead from the Orchid of MSS. They do manage to kill that support 5 position from Bryle on the back line. AUI, he's also dead, and Skeeter all alone now. Pops his BKB. He is just going to get run at by Lelis. He has the movement speed to be able to give chase, and as soon as the BKB wears out, he's going to get Spirit Siphoned, or Yules, or any number of things that will lead to his death. Triple kill for MSS.
The Spectre Han is really problematic for Earthshaker and AA. They are just dying near instantly when that Haunt comes out, unable to blink. Moon Meander also made some very aggressive blink and to put a ward up here, and he just blinked right into a Clinks who had an Orchid.
I mean, my question is, why were they smoked up in the river in the first place? You know?
Well, I think they wanted to jump the person that showed on the mid wave. They felt like they needed to force a fight, and mid tower is as good as any place to start one off.
Yeah, I guess I just would have preferred like the wrap around, you know, to
Yeah,
the side of the tower or
Moon
something.
just jumped the gun. He just kind of, his smoke broke when he was in the river, and he just blinked up on the hill and didn't see anybody, and it was an invisible Clinks that broke his smoke, and invisible Clinks killed the Earthshaker.
SVG is about to finish up a Spirit Vessel too. That was one thing. They didn't really have a Spirit Vessel carrier on the side of Quincy crew if Void Spirit didn't go for it, and he didn't. Because the Yule's an early Ags pickup.
Yeah, they haven't needed it. They've had enough damage to kill the Alchemist.
Now he's got a BKB.
Yeah, Alex having a really tough time connecting on fights. By like, the Haunt goes out, and by the time the Haunt is over, Alchemist's entire team is just dead.
Yeah.
And then he's just by himself thinking, okay, here I go, 1v5.
Damn. MSS is level 18. Skeeter is only level 17.
Yeah, he's having a really great game on the Clinks.
Mjolnir almost complete for Kezu. So at least he is keeping up his farm, but Bryle is just totally fallen by the wayside.
I think he needs a BKB on Furion, or else I don't think he can actually connect on damage. I suppose he can just put the Mjolnir on Alchemist, but like I mentioned, they're kind of just saving him for last. If he bought a BKB on Furion, he might actually be able to live for the first 5 seconds of a fight.
Seems like Crazy is getting a little bit fed up with this. They are trying to 5-man, trying to, like, it looked like Skeeter was thinking about hitting that mid tower. But if he pops Chemical Rage, then Quincy crew are very likely to force a fight 20 seconds later. So they have to back away again.
Yeah. They're in a rough spot right now. Being behind as an Alchemist team, trying to force the issue. But all of their supports are trying to stay behind Alchemist, and Alchemist is like, do I want to fight or do I want to farm? And he can't find any heroes, doesn't have any mobility items. He's kind of just walking around hoping somebody walks into him and they mess up. But he takes the tome here for his level 18 ultimate. Roshan is being attempted. They scan it. They know. Can they get there fast enough? They have no smokes. So
no smokes left. That last smoke not working out for them. Means they had limited resources to be able to defend this Roshan. They do have the Ice Blast to get inside the pit and spot this. Are they going to commit for it? Roshan is low, 1,500 HP. It looks like they want to. Lelis is going to stand outside the pit. The Exorcism Ghost will finish off the Roche. Wow, look at that. Quinn positions himself to be able to intercept. Immediately silences up Bryle first and jumps into the back line. Immediately going for Owie after that because you know Bryle has been caught. Now they're going to jump on a Skeeter. They have the skeletons sticking on him. Even if he pops his BKB, there's too much physical damage.
Yeah, they might call it. That was not really a fight.
No, it wasn't.
They just kind of went in and died. I think the Spectre pick has just ruined their support. Like, the AA and the Shaker, how can they play when the Haunt comes out and Spectre has farm like this?
Yeah, their positioning is so important, and they're just food for Spectre.
I think their positioning is impossible.
Yeah.
Spectre just haunts, and there they are. They're dead. And without the Shaker follow, like without the Shaker initiation, Alchemist just can't ever find a target to go on.
He looks completely impotent in all of these fights. He has no clear target to be able to jump in, follow up.
Yeah, he wants to run in and stun somebody, pop his BKB, and smack them, but never gets even an opportunity to do it. And we've seen the last 2 fights from them, Alchemist just limping away, trying to run away while BKB'd.
And we haven't even seen the Winter Wyvern. Hasn't really been needed to, but he does have a counter to that in the Cold Embrace as well. So
yeah, all
the more important for Crazy to get a big multi-hero initiation.
Needed better games on their other heroes. Invoker's just not doing enough, and Furion is just a Furion. It's hard for him to achieve a lot.
All right, 14,000 net worth lead against an Alchemist.
Yep, Spectre has
very slim
Aegis,
chances.
Cheese on Death Prophets. Looks like they're mass porting in here from Moon Meander, whose blink is on cooldown for a little bit.
Fisher blocked out. Moon Meander will escape.
Haunt up in 10, Arcane Rune as well for Spectre, so he'll definitely be popping that here in just a moment.
Okay, so they know they forced some Quincy crew members down to the bottom half of the map. Now they're just going to play on this big old high ground, hoping that Quincy crew stumble right into them, and they're going to. Lelis is just running up there. The Ice Blast immediately going to go up. The Fisher follow up, but look at that. The Haunt goes out, and immediately the back line is being assaulted. They both pop their Ghost Scepters, but only one of them will be able to TP out. Owie had his denied by Yule's Scepter. Skeeter once again, but Haunt is over, and all his friends, they're gone. He's left alone. Ever alone, Skeeter will fall.
Well, he did do some damage that time. Got his BKB off, got to smack some people, killed the Clinks.
But that pretty much took like the worst or the best possible type of fight where somebody just runs up high ground into you.
Yeah, Quincy crew just walked into the high ground there. Layla's leading the charge for them.
And that's not like, it's not like Quincy crew is like making a bad play there just running up to the high ground. It goes to show how much stronger they feel. They're like, it doesn't matter. Even if they're up there, we can win any fight against them.
Yeah, maybe they could have taken the fight a little bit smarter.
Sure.
But may have just been better for them to just force it, right? Maybe they couldn't find an angle, but they wanted the area. They wanted the fight. They wanted to be strong. Right? The Spectre had the Haunt Arcane Rune. And ultimately, if Spectre does not die, I think it's hard for Crazy to get back in this game.
So we've seen the response. It's Ghost Scepters for the Earthshaker and the Ancient Apparition to survive. Well, Nullifier is up next for the Spectre. So that'll counter.
He has it.
He already has it. Oof. Almost has that and level 25.
There he has it.
Okay.
25. 5% tank here.
I would have been down to see the illusion damage just to watch those supports get knocked out.
Yeah.
That much quicker.
I've seen Spectres go for it. I'm not 100% sure what's better. From what I've heard, Dispersion is just almost always better.
Yeah, I have to imagine. It's just straight up 5% damage reduction combined with 5% damage back into the enemy team. That sounds
pretty
really hard to beat late game when you've got 3,300 HP.
Dispersion is what makes Spectre such an amazing hero, and the fact that you can just add to it just makes Spectre better at being Spectre.
Well, we see some of the late game plans for this Alchemist. The combination of Solar Crest plus Alacrity does make him swing like a beast. He would just constantly bash chain stun people. But he's not strong enough to really be able to focus everybody on Quincy crew down because the damage is coming from a little bit from everywhere. Quinn's got a Desolator. UR is gigantic, and I don't think he can really focus on UR.
KZU has set a bounty on MSS for the time being.
Okay.
See if they can get him. Tier 4 items coming out as well.
Aghanim Scepter for the Clinks. I feel like there could have been more clever ideas than that Aghanim Scepter. It's just Monkey King Zags.
Is that what it does?
Yeah, you just spawn 2 skeletons when you come out of Skeleton Walk.
Maybe. What would you have made it?
I don't know. I guess I haven't taken the time to think about it. What about
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't know. All of his abilities are kind of boring.
Yeah, he's kind of just a right-click bot.
How about you can move those skeleton archers when you summon them?
Yeah. How much move speed would you give him? Like 100?
Well, I'm just imagining this army. Oh, it also lets them target buildings. How about that? So you just march them up into the high ground.
What if he gained a permanent skeletal ally that followed him into battle every time he killed a hero?
Every single time he killed a hero?
Yeah, just get like a little, it'd be like a range creep almost. And he would just be able to control it.
Yeah.
He would just build the army.
What if it's just added on to his ultimate? So you just like, I don't know how many skeletons, it's probably like something like 6 or 8 initially.
What's going on in this game
for
right
every
now?
We're just stalled out waiting for...
We're just waiting for them to say GG or what?
I think so, because Quincy crew, there's no incentive for them to try and like end the game. It is inherently risky. They can keep on farming and keep on getting stronger.
I mean, they got to win the series at some point, right?
That is true. But if they really wanted to, I bet they could wait for next Roshan, which potential spawn time is in 50 seconds. So if they were to lose this fight and give up Roshan to Crazy, they would certainly be kicking themselves.
Yeah, War missing the Manta dodge on EMP on stream. Come on. Ouch.
We saw the Europeans do it. Yawar, gotta show up.
That's okay. He's probably just chilling this game. Like, he's playing Spectre, he's super farmed. Like, he can't die, he kills everyone.
Quinn, take
So
the
what?
outpost. Take it back. Ketsu, he TP'd in, BKB TP'd out, all to get an outpost that didn't remain theirs at 40 minutes, so.
Well, I did get the BKB, though. It's nice. And here's the haunt.
Nullifier. And that is how Moon Meander dies.
Down he goes. Wonder if we'll get the Spectre Ags. I like that one. The
Oh yeah,
you
that's,
can just haunt anybody you see.
yep.
But no, he went Basher. He went the Snore build, as I like to call it.
Do you have any like special off-meta builds that you go on any heroes?
Oh wow, I'd have to think about it.
Alright. 36 to 10. 22,000 net worth ahead against an Alchemist. Again, against an Alchemist. This is pretty much do or die here for Crazy.
go.
They're getting
They're
the
on him.
initiation onto
Dead.
the Spectre. Down to half, down to 500. He's gone. All right.
Yawar
No buyback either for Yawar.
walking blindly into a high ground.
Yeah, maybe Crazy, just maybe, they can do Roshan for themselves.
What in the world?
I mean, you got to take the risks right now at this point. Even if you think Spectre does have buyback, even just forcing out that buyback would be fantastic for them. Unfortunately, Roshan will not respond for another
They
2
also
minutes.
have a glyph and a tier 1 tower to go through, so
Yeah.
it's going to delay them quite a bit.
Man, just imagine if it was an early Roche, though.
Moon Meander just leading the charge here.
Yeah, and now he's going to lead the retreat, too. First one in, first one dead.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the rest of Quincy crew is still strong.
Saw Moon flaming some people in pubs last night. Gotta say that play was a bit questionable, my friend.
What did he say to his pubs?
I don't know, just like play better kind of a thing. Don't make stupid plays.
Didn't drop any of those Neva Evas. None
No,
of that?
that's not cool anymore.
That's old Moon Meander.
I think he's making a comeback though. I would love to have him on for a winner's interview, but it just doesn't look like doesn't look likely at this point.
Yeah.
It was just
certainly
game one,
not for
though.
this game one.
Yeah.
Do you, looking back at the draft, that Alchemist was obviously not the pick. Is there some way, if they really were set on last pick Alchemist, was there a way they could have set up the Alchemist pick a little bit better?
I think Invoker is kind of a weak laner.
Okay.
I don't think that you should. I think you need to have really strong laners with Alchemist, and you need to have winning lanes to make it work.
That's fair.
Otherwise, you just get ran over. I think Alk is like an super greedy pick, and on 22, I don't think he helps offset any of the pressure that's already on your way. in the
Hunt
draft.
goes out. Moon Meander, he's got the flicker. He's please, no, don't do
Here's
it.
Another one. Here's another flicker.
He's got another flicker going up over to the side. Stuns him, but runs into the Aether Remnant. No, he gets another one. That cost Quinn one more Astral Step. That's what it cost him. MSS, you have?
MSS.
Yes, he does. He has the gem. He's just going to run right alongside Bryle here.
Radiant's middle tower
He doesn't
is under
know.
attack.
He doesn't know.
He knows. He knows.
He knows now. Evasive maneuvers. Fortunately, he doesn't have his tornado spell out, and, well, he also gets orchided, so. A on disc for Quinn, just to make sure that if he does ever get caught, like Yawar did,
Is under attack.
he has a chance to get out of it. A Timeless Relic. Usually we talk about the debuff duration. Doesn't have the most stuns. I guess the silence lasts longer. That's pretty hype. But the 15% spell damage, that is big on this hero.
Yep. What else would be big for Radiant is getting Roshan. There's an Ags on there, actually, not a refresher. So Spectre Ags, maybe.
Spectre Axe. It's time.
Oh, AUI's been spotted.
I like how he felt. He's like, screw it. I'm not using this ult any other time.
Yeah, he saved 90 gold there by not using his teleport.
All right, Roshan time. These NA games, man, they just don't end.
It's the perseverance of the North Americans. They're just strong-willed. Can't fault them for that.
Are they saving all that strong will from their pubs? Because my experience is very weak will. Game's going a little bag is GG. It's over, boys.
Nobody wants to be the bummer, right? Oh, Spectre. Yes, Spectre. He got it. Go, kill.
Shadow step time. Anybody shows on the map.
Go.
He's ready to jump him. You see KheZy, you could jump him at any time.
Please use your ability.
He jumps now, finally shows up. There it is. KheZy. He gets unwillingly, he gets the information that Spectre now has an axe.
Now he summoned 100 battle points.
Nice.
Too bad you don't get to keep those private lobbies.
Yeah. Not so nice. Man, the Spectre is just overflowing with items.
Yeah, he's 500 CS at this point. Pretty farmed.
God damn, he's got a Scythe of Ice. MSS has a Medallion of Courage in his backpack because he can't hold everything right now. Gem and cheese. He almost has his level 25, so Searing Arrows multi-shot or the +3 second Skeleton Walk attack speed duration. There's a mouthful. Hey, we're going high ground.
Nice.
Alacrity, Alchemist though, that's kind of scary, Skeeter. He's going to be a target here. That's that Cold Embrace counter though. And now it's going to be the Alchemist who goes down. Jesus, that was fast. That wasn't even close. Okay, Winner's Curse just to make sure they catch the extra heroes. No buyback from the Alchemist, so very likely this is GG. The Echo Slam goes out. Actually, Flicker to remove the Orchid there. Still managed to get off the Fissure and gets out. Sadly, they didn't really kill any heroes as the Cold Embrace heals up Yuar again. He still has an Aegis to work with. Laylis pops his BKB, and the Exorcism goes to return. There's that Searing Arrows multi-shot. It's going to be enough to kill the Ancient Apparition. He does die and drop the gem. Didn't pop the cheese, huh? MSS. What's going on? Cold Feet actually latches Quinn down. They have a buyback from Moonmeander. He's baiting him in. Come into the fountain, boys. Unfortunately, Yuar's just a tad far away from that fountain range. And GG is called. Finally. Goodness.
Well, you didn't enjoy the last 20 minutes of this one?
I did not, Peter. I'll be honest with you.